the button.
There's a button that I have to. You should rap about that.
That's a
No.
burp.
So dainty.
Should rap about a button. Button in the oven with my mitten in a bitten.
Whoa, nice.
I'm just making up words. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's good though.
I got
Hi,
rhythm.
chat room. Hi, guys.
I got rhythm.
Our intros of coming on live stream is always interesting because I never quite know where he picks it up to the point where we're actually live.
Yeah, it's funny.
So.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know why you do that. You get yourself set up and then I gotta go. Oh, it's your headphones. That's what it is.
What?
Your headphones.
What?
When you get up and you're like, I gotta be back in a second. It's like, wait, what? You were just here. You were just there.
Yeah. Chat room. If you spoil Doctor Who, I will quit.
There's gonna be no spoiling.
Mm-hmm.
No spoiling.
Got my Doctor Who shirt on tonight. You ready to start recording?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Recording.
Recording now.
And recording now.
No, I'm recording now.
I said I am recording.
No.
Okay.
No. So how is the Doctor Who schedule? Is it airing? Like, did it air tonight at 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern?
Saturday is like 8 or 8:15, depending how long the episodes are going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lori just said she
an hour
found.
and 45 minutes. What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lori said she just found a website where you can watch Doctor Who on BBC One live.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not entirely legal. The thing is like during the World Cup, I could watch stuff on BBC One for the World Cup, and it was free. You know, they just did it streaming live.
Yeah.
So
I'm pissed that Comcast in my area doesn't have BBC America in high def.
I know, isn't
what
that
kind of bullshit is that? I mean, honest to God.
I know, and it's the same thing for us. We can't get BBC America in high def either, so we were watching Orphan Black, and it's all in low, standard def, and it's all it looks like crap.
I mean, I don't need to watch Doctor Who immediately after the show, right? So if it's on demand in high def in 2 days, I could wait.
Yeah,
I can make it a Monday thing.
The hard part would be just not getting spoiled, right?
Yeah, spoilers don't bother me too much.
Oh, that's true. You go, but you were just saying don't spoil it in the chat room.
I know.
What's your point here, Mister?
I'm an asshole.
Okay.
Oh,
that's too funny.
Like I had a Hey Jules say, but then it's gone.
And so now you have to make up a new one, right?
I don't know anymore.
I don't know either. Well, I have 2 cats in here. Not all 3, but I've got 2 of them.
Oh, are you tweeting the deets, yo?
I need to do that, yo. That is a good reminder, yo. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We are
What is this, 112?
112. Come join us for episode 112 in the making. Twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. I can't spell it right. There we go. I got it. I did it. I didn't mess it up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
did you go? You did not go away today, right? You were home today for your vacation stuff.
I was home, yes.
Yes, but you went to Boston this week.
I went to Boston on Thursday.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I like Boston. I like Boston a lot.
How much of a drive is it for you where you are?
2 hours.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a good drive. It's easy since the big dig is done. It's real simple. God damn you, Google. Sorry. I'm trying to bring up regular Google and it keeps sending me to mail.
I don't want Google Mail.
Yeah, I want effing Google. No, it's really cool, and like I've been going to Boston pretty much every year since like 2000,
Hmm.
right? So I got to see the whole I mean, if you live in a city, it's different, but for me as an outsider, I got to see the whole transformation when Route 90 was on top of the city and split it in two.
Yep.
It was really ugly until now, when now it's all underneath and it's beautiful. That it's like 30 acres of new parks and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you can kind of see this the artery where the highway used to be, because it's not like they could. So they've put parks and fountains and everything in that area. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and just being able to see the transformation is it's really neat. It's
The
freaky.
highway engineering is some amazing, crazy feat.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes what goes through people's heads when they create some of these highway systems.
Yeah. The Big Dig. If you don't know what the Big Dig is, everybody, you don't know what it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, they basically dug underneath the city of Boston and moved all the highways underneath.
That's kind of crazy and awesome.
Yeah, it was a 10-year, $2 billion project, or $10 billion. You can probably, it's huge. It's one of the big, they use more concrete in the Big Dig than they use making the Hoover Dam.
So are they all tunnel? Is it all tunnel systems now?
Yeah, and they're big, and it's really cool. It's kind of freaky to drive underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's freaky enough when you go to New York City and you drive through the Holland Tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel. Yeah.
This is the whole thing is like, once you get you go under, and it's just like you're underneath the city, and all the exits take you to where you need to go. It's really genius.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's an amazing feat, and just see the transformation over the past 10 years has been
Very
something
cool.
else. Yeah. I hate the baseball team, but I love Boston. Boston is like the one big city I would consider living in. I don't like city life.
No, I am not a city girl either in terms of big city. I like the smaller city. Madison is probably about as big as I want to go, and sometimes our traffic is kind of a pain in the ass. But it's a small, big town, so deal with the city life. But it's not like Milwaukee or Chicago or Minneapolis, not by a long shot. So, yeah. And of course, this is the construction season, so everything is under repair. And no matter how I travel home, I can't get home without hitting construction during the summer.
Really?
It's kind of sucky, yeah. But yeah, there are some days where I'm just like, can I just get there now, please? No, I'm sure it is so much worse though. And Midnight just said the multitude of one-way streets drives her crazy. Absolutely. Madison is just rife with one-way streets. And at one point in your career of living here, you will try to drive down a one-way street the wrong way. I almost did it one time, and I was like, oh, no. So, yeah, that was quite interesting. But, yeah. It was cool though. Someone emailed me recently this past weekend, said that they were coming to Madison and to see if I could suggest some cool things to do, like places to eat and things to do. And it was like, okay, so what kind of things for me, being indoor nerd, what would I suggest to somebody who is coming to the city for their? I'm totally indoor nerd. So I made a big list actually, and I kept asking Kane. I was like, so what about this restaurant? Oh yeah, that one too. And I realized that we have some really cool places here. This is, every city does, but it was kind of fun to run through that. But today it was like storming and rainy and all that stuff, and I'm like, I am happy to be an indoor nerd today. I am so happy to be an indoor nerd.
That's funny. Have you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles yet?
No, and I do not plan to.
Why? What are you, some sort of elitist?
No, it looks like shit.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's awesome.
It's Michael Bay, which of course is always dicey.
God, you're one of those people. I can't even talk to you.
Really?
Yeah, really.
No.
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're going for anything,
like it when I was 12.
If you're going for anything other than mutant turtles who happen to be teenage ninjas, you're in the wrong business.
Rem.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when I was 12.
But we all like the same
now?
things. We're the same. We're men and women. We're all the same. We like the same things. We have to include everybody in it, right?
No.
No, so you don't like it?
I didn't know. I'm not planning on seeing it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, you guys, everybody's wrong. Everybody who didn't like it is wrong.
See, you're just saying that because you went on a date with Fit, and so you are in the afterglow.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He bought me a T-shirt, and then he bought me. We shared a scorpion bowl. He bought
Are you guys going
roll.
steady now?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, nothing official, but I mean, it was pretty obvious. You know.
You shared a scorpion bowl, which was the cutest thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see the straws he gave us are like 6 feet long. It's like
they're just wanting to keep you like at a distance from each other.
Trying to like to not slobber down those straws as you stop drinking because you have to pick it up and. Yeah.
These are your stilts.
Oh,
Not
man.
your straws, your stilts.
Fit got so drunk. It was
Did he
hilarious.
really?
Yeah, and we were the only ones in the theater, so we were able to yell at the screen and laugh and joke and.
Take your phones out and tweet during it.
No, we didn't tweet during it. We respect each other enough not to do that.
Yeah.
We tweet beforehand, possibly afterhand.
Afterhand.
Mm-hmm. Sounds dirty.
It does sound dirty.
Yeah, I blame you.
I always blame you on that stuff. So,
Marsha!
All right, we're good to go.
Marsha's here. All right. The chat room is all here. Everybody's ready to go. We have a good show tonight. We've got some good stuff. I think Rem's going to get fired up.
Are you ready to get fired? That's a different show.
It is. So, can you do your ritual?
Oh, I gotta do that now.
If it works for you.
Oh, come on, Svensson. I saw the first 5 minutes of Doctor Who, and I thought Capaldi was amazing in 5 minutes. Seeing a problem seeing him as a doctor. Come on. Why does everybody have to be such an elitist?
Not a Doctor Who show. Not a Doctor Who show. There's 2 kitties here right now. I think the third is sleeping downstairs. But
how do I look?
Garrus has been the sweetest, most loving kitty.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah, really? Oh, what a dick.
I know. It's like the sweetest, purringest, wanting to snuggle as close as possible in the middle of the night. Every night. And of course, he's so damn cute that you're like, oh, sweet boy, purr, purr, purr. Come on, dude. I'm trying to sleep.
I like ginger ale.
I like ginger ale, too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had it in a long time.
Okay, let's see. Oh, no, don't. Darn it. Don't do that.
What'd I do?
No, not you.
What'd I do? I clapped.
Stop it. Stop. Go away.
Tell me to stop again.
Not you. Not you. All right, 11:30ish.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Rem.
It's the season premiere of Doctor Who tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever said I didn't love you guys, they're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I can watch it tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just brand new Doctor, new season of Doctor Who. Come on, Jules. Can we just go watch it?
No.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the World of Warcraft podcast for you, the World of Warcraft player.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 112. No, you're not supposed to say the end. 112 of Tauren Think Tank. It is August 23rd of 2014. It is 10:05 in the PM on the East Coast. I am Rem, and I'm not the answer for the questions you still have, and that's Jules trying to save me while there's still something left to save. Let's save here by Rise Against. Ha! Hi, Jules.
Hi. You give me song lyrics again. This is good.
Yes. I heard that song this week. I liked it.
I like it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
What's taking your eardrums, Jules? What's going on?
Are you on repeat tonight?
I don't know what I am.
I don't know what you're doing either.
You know what I always liked when people said Pete and repeat.
Pete.
Yeah.
That is totally random.
Pete and his brother repeat.
Yes. Yes. Well, we're back for another episode of Tauren Think Tank with Rem on repeat and Pete, I guess.
Pete's on my back.
and Pete's on his back, so this could get weird.
Oh, it's already weird. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's vacation. I'm on vacation.
Your brain has kind of just gotten a little bit relaxed. You
Yeah.
know? It's good.
It's not
How has
tired.
vacation been?
Vacation's been pretty good. Been really busy. Lots of stuff with the kids. Yep. Doing all that stuff. It's not like vacation anymore is time to sit on the beach and relax. No, and it's sit on the beach and Daddy, dig a hole for me. Or Daddy, get me water out of the ocean. Or Daddy, I have to go pee. It's nonstop. So there's no relaxation on vacation. It's keeping the kids busy and happy.
Yep.
So yes, put off having kids for as long as possible.
I guess this is not the time to tell you that the whole daddy thing does not end anytime soon.
I thought you were going to tell me you were pregnant.
No. No. There is no way of that happening ever.
No.
There's no way, because I do not want to have babies. No.
Don't have a baby Kane? No.
It's no offense to Kane. I just do not want to have a baby, and neither does he. But with an 11-year-old, it's still, Daddy, can I get this? Daddy, can I have a popsicle? Daddy, can I have a Sprite? That's all the time.
Yeah, no, that'll be my daughter. She is quite the hellraiser. She's 4. She is something else. Heaven help.
I know.
She dates. Because my God. But so it's been a lot of vacation and little of anything else. I played some Hearthstone today.
Yeah.
I finally got into that Next Ramus thing.
Yeah.
And I think you got to be a certain level because Anubarak kicked my ass like 4 times in a row. It was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, you are going to have to create some pretty significant decks.
Really?
To be able to, yeah, you are. It's
that
just
guy's
the way
a
it works.
jerk. I mean, he wasn't that hard when we were fighting him in Next Ramus.
I know. It's true. It actually is true.
But we didn't fight Anubarak in Next Ramus, did we?
No.
No. That was a different raid. Why is he in Next Ramus?
No, Anubarak he's the first boss in Nax.
Really?
The big spider boss that has all the little spiders that come out of the caverns on the side.
That's not Makesna?
No, Makesna's the next one.
Oh,
She's
God.
the one that's like up on the big web on the side to run up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Anubarak is the very first one.
That's like my first raiding experience when we did the 25-man pickups on Saturdays. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was fun.
That was herding cats is what it was.
Yeah, it was. And then
we used to call it herding cats.
I didn't realize how late these things went. I've told this story before, but it's funny. I was just joining the guild and I didn't want to be the jerk who said like I have to go in the middle of raid because it was like 12:30.
Yep.
So I would just turn my computer off and say I lost power.
I don't really know how we did it back then. We used to raid until 2:00 Central Time, which had been 3:00 your time, and because our raid leader lived on the Pacific coast, and so she would go till midnight, and we'd be like, "That's our raid time." So we'd start at like 8:00 at night and go to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I would just be, and then we'd go to work the next day.
Oh, it was terrible.
Horrible.
Kane is correcting us in the chat room. It's Anubracon.
Oh, okay. Well,
Anubracon. Anubarak. I don't know. It's Anuba something. Anuba pain in the ass. That's what it is.
It was a big spider. There were a lot of big spiders in that place.
Yeah. I've been watching the cinematic a lot because I think the cinematic's really cool. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, I wish I could just like help Grom and Garrosh. And I said this last week, but I think that would be really awesome to like I kind of want to play an orc.
Okay.
I kind of want to play a brown skin orc.
Yeah.
Hell bent on conquering Azeroth. It's like I wish I could play that faction because I think that would be awesome.
Well, you could create the orc and role play it, even though it's not a brown skin orc.
I don't role play.
Yes, you do. You used to.
I used to, not anymore. I don't have time for that. Ain't no one got time for that, Jules.
Nobody got time for that.
It'd be cool if I know it's impossible, right? I know this will never happen. But if like for each expansion they just allowed you to play the faction you're fighting against for those people like me who enjoy being the bad guy, because I think that cinematic is awesome.
It's very cool.
I've watched it a bunch of times, and seeing Grom and Garrosh together, it's amazing, and I love it. And I wish I could help them.
Well, you're just going to have to play the expansion because you're probably going to be looking at some of that stuff. I mean, you'll have to fight the bad forces, of course.
I know. I'm going to feel bad fighting them.
I know.
You know, because I'm not going to want to.
I know.
It's kind of like when we went to Siege of Orgrimmar, and I'm like, Urash, I'm sorry. I agreed with you, but they pressured me into doing this. You know, it's 9-1.
Walking up to Garrosh goes, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, boss. I'm so sorry. But I'm kind of getting that itch to like really dig in and start playing again.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of finding when to play.
Yeah.
Because you know the time where all the overtime had been working when I'm not on vacation, it kind of saps you of your energy in the evening. So
yeah,
I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, it's you know I've pruned my Twitter list recently, so I've eliminated a lot of the noise that made me annoyed with a bunch of people, and so I'm kind of it's kind of at that point now where maybe we're trigger fingers getting itchy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, maybe you could play some Alliance. No?
Maybe.
We could,
again,
it's
the Alliance that I want to take over as we invade and conquer Azeroth. Me and my boy Grom.
Yeah.
Because he's my buddy.
Yeah.
We're hanging out.
And yet you still love playing your Draenei Death Knight, so you could just kind of, double duty for a while. It's okay.
How long has it been since I've played my Draenei Death Knight?
A long time.
Very long time.
Yeah, it's been over 2 years.
I've forgotten how
years.
he felt. I've forgotten the touch of his skin.
And now we get weird.
I call him fit. Oh, that's weird.
And that got really, really, really weird.
I'm sorry. Jules, what's going on with you?
Well, let's get out of the weird place, shall we? So I have been hard at work at trying to get some things done for the upcoming BlizzCon plans that we're doing.
BlizzCon.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to get done for the party that we're going to be having for BlizzCon with the Signals Media team, all of the podcasts that are part of Signals Media. And so I have been pretty much for the last 2 weeks, I worked at my day job and then I come home and I spend some time with the family and then I am either doing a podcast or I am working.
A job.
And it's like I am working on something. And so it's been a lot. Today I was like, I am going to take some time for myself. And I did, and it was great. So I actually played the game for a while today for a good solid bunch of hours and looked at the clock and I said, oh my gosh, how did it get to be 6:30 already? My gosh, it just flew away. I haven't had time like that to just sit and play and have fun, and that was awesome.
What did you do?
I actually caved to some peer pressure from some folks that I know from Nerdtacular. I met, and I am prepared for the incoming flack. I rolled a Tauren Druid on Earthen Ring, and joined the AIE Guild to play with some of those folks over there.
They just let anybody in there, huh?
They really do.
Yeah.
No, no. I've been talking to a bunch of people, including Ben from Azeroth Roundtable, Tetsemi, Alakaz, Cyberwave, a bunch of folks who are just like, Jules, you gotta come play with us too. And they all have alts over in CTR. So it's pretty funny, they're like, come on, come to the dark side. So I did. And I really had a lot of fun just leveling a character, talking to some folks in whispers. And then I was listening to some podcasts to try to catch up on some stuff. It was a really good day. It was. And then also I spent some time this week when I had a couple minutes is that I've been really using my farm on my main characters to try to get some gold back because I joined up on a fantasy football league with some of the CTR folks, and the buy-in was a 15,000 gold buy-in.
What?
For this. Yeah. So I am one of those fantasy football nerds.
No, you're not. Since when?
I played in a league last year. I did pretty good. I think out of 10 people, I came out maybe
fifth
or sixth.
I nailed it.
In there. Yeah. But it was my first time doing it. And yeah. I'm not I can't quote stats. I can't tell you, but I have fun with it.
Well, then you can't call yourself a fantasy football nerd.
Well, I'm a nerd. And
You're a nerd. You're a fantasy football noob. Right.
Fine.
How many running backs do you have?
I have two on my team, and then I have two on the bench.
Yeah. Who's your quarterback?
Cam Newton. Why you making fun of Cam Newton?
I wish I could point and laugh at you right now.
Excuse me?
What pick did you have? You had the first pick, right?
I had the very first pick, so I had to choose. I chose Adrian Peterson as my first pick.
And why did you do that?
Because he's the number one running back in everything in fantasy football.
I don't know anything about fantasy football. I'm just laughing at you.
You're such a jerk.
My first pick would have gone to Peyton Manning because I love him too.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. No. Whatever.
So yeah, that's been my week. And it's been a good one. It's just I last night after we got done with this show last week, I was like, I think I'm gonna get a migraine. Sure enough, bam. I had a migraine within half an hour.
Migraine.
Yeah, it doesn't even deserve to have like a cool sound because they suck. They really suck.
Yeah, they do.
And so yesterday I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I was stressed out. I was like tired, and I could tell that there was one coming on a migraine scale that was going to be like, and by 9 o'clock I was like in bed in the dark on covers over my head and being like, this just sucks. So I didn't have a migraine today. I'm just so excited that I had a day off. Like, I feel like I had a day off, like on vacation.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so things are good. And we're ready to do a show. We had a really intense show last week, but it was a lot of fun. And we've got lots of stuff to talk about with it because you guys were so prolific in what you had to say about the show and comments that you gave us, feedback you gave us. And we're going to read some of it. We're going to talk about some of it. But first...
Oh, the Taste Tank returns, you guys, this week. The
yes.
final installment of this edition of Taste Tank.
Yes, I hear there may be some more coming related to someone like Maslow said she might be sending us something. So so we might get another round of it coming up in the near future.
I love it.
The Jenn Morton round will be finishing up tonight.
That's right. All right, guys. So that's what we got tonight. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We got the think tank. We got Tell Us One Thing. We got some feedback. Got the taste tank. But first, discussions. Hi, Triple T. Blizzard got a lot of criticism recently for a couple of gaffes that they have made on the PR front. Lots of people gleefully jumped on that bandwagon, and the company held up their hands and said, "We will try harder." When it comes to the opposite situation, though, people are much less likely to give them credit for when they get things right. Specifically, Blizzard have decided to delay the release of Warlords by a few days to avoid releasing on the anniversary of the end of World War II. This seems to have been received with nothing more than a shrug and a confused look by most people because they always release on a Tuesday. Imagine if they had released a game called Warlords of Draenor on 11/11. No doubt, the bandwagon would have been fired up again. Some companies might even have tried to capitalize on the publicity that this could have generated. At the very least, the fact that they considered the wider ramifications of their actions shows that they are taking on board the criticism they have received, and for that, I, for one, applaud them. Cheers, Ed.
So this isn't necessarily asking for a discussion topic, but I think we can certainly make a lot out of this. First of all, when I read this letter, Rem, had you thought about the anniversary of the end of World War II as tied to the 11th of November?
I had no idea, and also I don't see what the big deal would have been.
Honestly, the email kind of surprised me. I think that in a way it almost read into something even more like, do you know what people would have said if they had it would have taken someone to have commented on a blog or social media to say, hey guys, did you notice that? Because I don't think a lot of people pay attention to the end of World War II, the date of it corresponding with the date that this releases.
See, nowadays, and it's terrible to say, right? I didn't even know the end of World War II was November 11th. If you asked me what are the important dates in the World War II, I would have said December 7th, Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
June 7th, I think it's June 7th, Victory, the other Victory Day.
Yep.
I don't even know the name of it anymore because we're so far removed. It's all in history books. And,
Yep.
And it sounds so disrespectful to say that. It sounds terrible because we should always remember the sacrifices made during World War II because it was such an incredible situation. But I mean, we're so far away these days. I mean, the most sacred date we have now in terms of memorial, anyways, is September 11th.
Yes.
So I could see them not releasing a game called Warlords of Draenor on September 11th. But November 11th, I mean, I wouldn't have batted an eyebrow. I'd have no idea.
Well, I don't think many of us would. Now, Ed is saying that, the Blizzard really thought ahead and decided that they weren't going to, and they should be applauded for that.
Do we know they did that, though?
And no one can confirm that. No
Right.
one can state that that is an exact thing that happened. And truly, it could be that they didn't release Warlords of Draenor on a Tuesday because it's the Tuesday after we come back from BlizzCon and we're not ready yet.
Yeah.
And, BlizzCon goes Friday, Saturday.
I mean,
People traveling on Sunday, recovering, and just trying to. I just don't think that it's gonna.
it's a weird time to release in the first place. Let's be honest.
Well, it is, and
The
so
week
but
after
that's
BlizzCon.
but that's beside the point. And I think what Ed is getting to is something that is a bigger picture of things. When he's talking about Blizzard getting criticism for things that happened on the PR front, and that people are very quick to jump and say, how dare you wag your finger at Blizzard? How could you do this? And he is saying, when the things that they do that are done right, it's a lot less of a noticeable thing. I don't know if this is the best example of this, though.
Yeah, I know exactly what he means, but this isn't the best example of it. It's not, because we had no idea of what 11/11 was. But as it goes on the internet, and you and I know from doing something that is for public consumption, when you're doing it right, you rarely hear that you're doing it right. It's when you mess up or say something stupid or do something bad, that's when you hear about it. I mean, we're lucky. We have a really good audience that lets us know when we're doing something right. But you see a lot of things in today's internet culture where the bad is always pointed out. They'll jump on anything they perceive as bad and point it out and let you know what you did that was wrong. But when you do something right, nobody bats an eye, nobody says a word, because you're just doing as you should. So it's nothing to be rewarded because you're supposed to do it well.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we have is very, very unique because we invoke positive emotional reactions to things. And it winds up becoming that people will tell us that. And if we do say something wrong or incorrect or inflammatory, that same thing is going to happen where people are going to react emotionally because it's what we do. Now, when you come into something like, when you get into something like video gaming, which tends to have an audience that is very passionate about what they do, about what they love. And it's a very strange reaction to things that change or aren't done right. Blizzard, though, my gosh, I haven't really seen a company that is as kind of humble as they are when they make an error and say, hey, yeah, we messed up and we've got to do better. But I have to point this one thing out, and I don't know if you saw this the other night. I think it was Thursday night, possibly, that somebody caught wind of Greg Street, formerly of Blizzard, now working for Riot Games.
Yes.
He made a comment on the Riot forums to a thread talking about game development. And his comment was to the effect of, and I am paraphrasing, it said, I do have to say it is nice not working on a game or not being a game, developing a game that you have to make sure that your grandma can pick up and play.
Yeah.
And I am paraphrasing it. I am not using the exact words that he used. But immediately, a couple people in the community picked up on this in the WoW community and tweeted this.
Shots fired. Oh
Shots fired. Well, that's telling, blah, blah, blah. And I saw this, and I have to say my eyes just rolled because I just said, why is this necessary? Why is this happening? Greg Street does not work for Blizzard anymore. So now it's not a matter of... And then I got back up the next morning, and poor Greg Street had been tweeting like for hours defending what he had said. And it was like, come on, people. He doesn't even work for the company anymore, and he's still answering to you. This and that gets me very frustrated. You're welcome to have your opinions. You're welcome to think of certain things. And I just feel like, you know what? This is a game developer who's not even working for the game anymore.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Why is he dealing with abuse from our players of this game? Because he appreciates that he can do a development team style that is not accessible to everybody. And it's like, well, I wasn't trying to insult you. Yes, WoW has challenges. It is difficult. But the core part of the game should be easy enough for someone to pick up, like your grandma can pick up and start playing.
I mean, he was basically saying it was nice to develop games for hardcore gamers who understood and appreciated the hardcore level of the game. That's what League is,
But it then inflames people to say, well, blah, 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 why can't you, blah, and it's that insult that comes, well, hardcore people, blah. I see this all the time. It's the dirty casual versus the hardcore. Come on, people. We're all gamers.
It's all right. You want to name it? Let's call it. It's outrage culture.
Yes.
Yeah. We all want to be outraged at something, so we find the littlest things that we don't agree with and make a big deal out of them. Because why not? Because we're sitting behind a keyboard, we're anonymous, we can make a big deal and not have to face any ramifications for it. That's kind of what we got going on right now, and it sucks.
Well, and the social media channels give us an opportunity to make that voice very, very vocal.
Yeah. It's like I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this week. All right, and I have a point. Don't worry.
Okay.
And before I saw the movie, I withheld judgment on it, of course, because I hadn't seen it. But I had a lot of people telling me it was a bad movie, and it just perpetuated stereotypes and sexism towards women. And I was like, wait a second, how does it do that? And they said, well, the main bad guy was a white guy, and Michelangelo said that he thought April was his girlfriend. Okay. So I sat there in that movie and I watched it, and Fit and I had a great time, and we enjoyed every second of it because it was Ninja Turtles who happened to be teenage mutants kicking ass, and it was fun, and it was a good, fun movie. And if you went for any other reason other than to see turtles being ninjas, then you went to the wrong movie. I did not see any of that sexism or that the main bad guy was a white businessman. Did not offend me in the least bit, because it kind of made sense to the story. I don't know what the outrage was about, but people found something to be outraged about and then just started spewing how it's terrible. It's a terrible movie. They shouldn't make a sequel, on and on. And if you went to see it, you're a terrible person. Like, come on. So you don't agree with something. Okay. There's got to be something better you can do with your time than getting on the internet and then telling everybody who actually enjoyed it that they were wrong for it.
Yeah, and it goes right back to the things we've talked about in the past on this show. You have the right to have your opinion, but you do not have the right to tell someone else that theirs is wrong.
Right.
Because you are, and people are allowed to talk about what they like and what they love and what they're interested in, and they can try and convince others to come around to their way of thinking. Absolutely. But when you go after someone because they have a different opinion than yours, and you attack them and you get in their face and you call them names and it gets emotional, it's just silly. It's just sometimes it's brutal, and sometimes it's things that happen where you're just like, it's out of control. And the outrage culture, as you stated, I feel like it's just there's this need for people to feel like they've started some kind of dramatic experience.
Yeah.
If Greg Street's comments had not been noticed by certain people in the community and tweeted about, and then people go, oh, well, if these people feel that way, maybe I should feel that way too.
Right.
And then those people tweeted out and say, well, this is terrible. This is bull crap. And then they tweet it out and other people go, well, maybe I should feel that way too. But if I don't feel that way and I say something, then those people may turn against me.
And then you also got the people who just read the headlines, who never bothered to read the actual comment, just saw the headline, Greg Street said WoW is too easy, likes designing hard games. And then they're just responding to that. You don't even take the time to see what actually happened.
Right.
That's the worst part of this.
You will notice that I do not engage in that at all on social media, ever. I don't engage in those conversations. I mean, I really try not to. And there's a reason behind that. It's because there's so much that can be misinterpreted on something that I spend my time really digging into an issue that may resonate with me and say, okay, so what really happened here? And read the article or read about it, try to figure out what happened, because it's so easy for people to make a snap decision without any opinion. And this happened to me recently, and I felt like an idiot because I got this email from GameSpot. Now, I subscribed to GameSpot's email list. They were at Gamescom, and there was announcements made that the new Tomb Raider game was going to be exclusive to Xbox. I clicked on the article. I read the entire article, and the entire article that they had linked said that this was announced that the game was going to be exclusive only to Xbox and would never be put on PC or PlayStation 4, sorry. And I was like, well, that's crap. And I tweeted about it. And I got all these people coming back to me and says, well, they reversed it, Jules. You're way behind the curve. And I'm like, I just got this article sent to me. Like literally half an hour ago, this article came to me in my email from GameSpot to tell me this. And I read the article, I read the information, and it was wrong. So that just goes to show you the snap judgment thing. Don't do it.
That's why they were outraged this time, because you were wrong. They're outraged.
And people, like, I got all these tweets saying you're wrong. They're linking me stuff. And I'm like, dude, I can show you the email that they just sent me because I literally went in and read the whole thing. And then I still came off sounding like an idiot because the information was outdated. Right. And that was GameSpot's fault. But I still felt dumb because I went through and I said I read the whole thing. Oh my gosh. But this is what happens in this culture of people snapping to a judgment about something. There has been a lot of things in the news recently. Of opinions and stances and things happening in the country and people having opinions of one side or the other. But if you don't have an educated opinion about the whole thing, you can't really stand on any ground on certainty and feel like people are gonna respect you for that. And so I stay away from that whole outrage culture, completely stay away from it.
Does outrage culture happen in your real life?
Yes.
It does.
It does. Because there are always people out there that are of the dramatic. There are always people who are looking for that piece of gossip, who are looking to say, did you hear that so-and-so was kind of dressing a little, she was changing her clothes in the bathroom. I'm wondering if she's going out to meet some guy. People do that all the time. And there's outrage culture about everything where people are, will notice something and judge something or see something and then they tell somebody else, well, she doesn't have any leg to stand on when she talks about this and this and this, because I know that someone told me that blah, blah, blah about her. And it's just like, well, that's high school behavior. That's grade school behavior.
I was about to say something. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. I had a conversation with myself in the last couple of milliseconds. And I said, Rem, it doesn't make any sense. So
okay. We all have the ability to have social media. We all have the ability to express our opinions about things. And I just take it as I have the right to exercise my willingness to listen to it or my willingness to shut it off. And that's why I really love Twitter and not so much as love about Facebook. Because Twitter, I can follow somebody, and if I don't like what they're saying, I can literally unfollow them, and there's just like, it's just pretty much on, off, done. Facebook, it's like you've got to accept a friendship both ways before you can actually be on someone's timeline. And therefore, then once you leave, then it's, well, wait a minute, I thought you were my friend.
Have you noticed on Facebook how ignorant some of your friends are? Oh. Because my God.
this is a very interesting thing. I have a Facebook for my real name, for my family, my friends and friends from high school. And then I have my Facebook page that I have, people who listen to the show that I've met through different guilds and stuff like that. There is such a tremendous difference between the two Facebook feeds, because the people who are family and who I went to school with, there are times where I just want to say, do you have a brain in your head? Yeah. Really? And the people who I follow from my account from podcasting and all that kind of thing, like-minded folks. So I don't have to worry about that for the most part. So it's just, yeah, it's pretty cool. And JebPad46 in the chat room said you don't have to remove someone as a friend. You can turn them off your newsfeed, and I have done that. I've done that on both sides of it, just to turn off them there, because you don't want to deal with the drama of you unfriending somebody. Yeah. So
I stopped using Facebook altogether.
Yeah.
I get my notifications and I ignored them, but I saw I was challenged the Ice Bucket Challenge and I ignored it.
You were.
Because that wouldn't be fair to everybody else I'm ignoring on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And someone's challenging you and not realizing that you're not on Facebook. That's kind of silly.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I'm outraged at that fact. It's just this weird. It's a weird time we live in where everybody feels. And it sounds terrible to say. Everybody feels. Oh, okay. Everybody feels like their voice is important.
Yeah.
Everybody's voice is important to a point. To a point. Because your voice isn't important anymore when you can't be civil about it. That's when you get turned off.
Well, there will always be people who agree, even with the most negative of folks. There will always be even the most negative person who is always talking in that tone or complaining or inflammatory or whatever it is. There will always be people who gravitate towards that. And for that, it's like, that's when I can choose to not be engaged in it. Because I really don't like it. I want to keep things positive. I want to, I want to be in my feeds for Twitter and for Facebook. I just want to be amused. I want people to make me laugh. I want people to give me something that might educate me. But I really don't want to deal with, hearing somebody whine or complain or, that all the time. If that happens, it's unfollow.
The mage known as Arcane says in the chat room what I was trying to say and I couldn't get the words out. Said maybe the problem is that too many people feel that their voice is the most important.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess what I would implore to people who listen to this show is to consider the tone that you use when you communicate via social media, both as general tweeting to just put out a post or putting out a Facebook post, and if you're addressing someone directly, a game developer, a celebrity, a social figure, those kinds of things, think about the tone that you use. And if it is, sarcasm or passive aggressiveness or all out negativity, is that something that you want people to have that impression from you? Because did you ever notice that every single person that you follow on a regular basis has this voice in your head to you that what they're going to be like? There's people who are like, that person is like totally snarky and awesome and they have this great sense of humor and they make me laugh every time they tweet. Or this person is going to be very negative or very sarcastic or angry and blowing things up. Or this person will subtweet everything that they want to say to somebody else.
I like subtweeting. I try not to do it.
If you don't know what subtweeting is, a lot of people don't. Subtweeting is when, so let's say Rem does something on his feed that I don't like.
Okay, I posted, man, boy, do I hate cats.
And I say on my feed, boy, if, some people just really need to figure out what they need to say. If they're so upset about cats, I don't know why they have them in the first place.
Right. So she tweeted about me without naming me.
I tweeted about what he said, but I didn't tag him in and I didn't say his name. But
because she was a coward and didn't want to confront me.
So there's a lot of that going on Twitter as well. That's a subtweet. So there's all of that, but I want people to just be maybe a little bit more aware of what they are posting out there and what voice they have. Because, if they're like, well, nobody seems to be engaging with me, no one has, or it's all negative, or, oh, it's always telling people, oh, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. I'm sorry that you're upset. I hope it gets better for you. If that's all people say to you all the time, is that how you really want people to think of you?
Yeah, I heard this once, and I've been waiting for the right time to say it, and now I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Right? And this isn't mine. I think I heard it. It's from Adam Carolla. All right, and I thought this was brilliant. Okay, everybody has a cell phone nowadays, all right? And on that cell phone, you have caller ID, and you can look at that phone and see who's calling you.
Yes.
Sometimes you say, hello, how are you? Other times you say, oh, crap, I don't want to talk to that person right now.
Yep.
Which person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who gets ignored because, oh, man, I don't want to talk to that person right now? Or do you want to be the person who gets answered, right? Strive to be the person who gets answered.
Yeah. That's an excellent, excellent way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah. And so for Ed's discussion tonight, I think that your points are really good, but I don't necessarily agree that people would have been outraged by them releasing the expansion on November 11th.
Somebody would have said something, but nobody would have cared because, unfortunately, nobody remembers. And it's sad. It's like, I'm not saying it's good. It's sad. We should remember those days.
Yeah.
But we have better things to worry about, like what Justin Bieber's doing or what those reality stars you tweeted about were doing, because that stuff is more important.
That's right. Because, well, it's not. But,
because, Jules, YOLO.
We have a story about YOLO later.
Mm-hmm.
We have it's commented on and tell us one thing. Oh my Lord, it turned into something very, very, very weird and funny, and I loved it. So anyway, thank you, Ed, for your impromptu discussion topic. If you guys have some thoughts about outrage culture, about people not giving credit where credit's due, the negative is a whole lot easier to hear about than the positive. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So questions@torrenthinktank.com is the place to send them.
That's right. But you know what you'll never get outraged about?
What?
A Doghouse Systems computer. That's right. Because when you make the greatest gaming PC on the planet, there's nothing to be outraged over, because you know what? They take care of you from start to finish and beyond. Because if you did start to get a little bit outraged, like just a little bit, I mean, they're right there for you. Customer service is number one with this company. You cannot beat what they offer you from your computer to the people you talk to the ordering process, to the delivery, to the setup, to everything, to repairs, anything you need, they will take care of you start to finish. That's right. So, Jules, we have, everybody knows because it's been 102 episodes, but
112 episodes.
Well, they weren't with us the first 10.
That's true. That's true.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, fine.
But what do we have for our wonderful Triple T listeners?
Well, not only do you get excellent service, an amazing PC, and all the great things that you get along with all of that packaging, you'll also get your games, like the Blizzard games that you play will be installed for you before the PC arrives, which is awesome. There's still also, if you'd like, there is a Doghouse Systems Triple T panel that has our logo on the side, signed by me, that you can request. I haven't heard that got sent out to anybody yet, so we'll have to find out. I'll have to see if Kim will tell me about that or not, because she hasn't mentioned it. But you can request it, and it's pretty cool because it has my name on there. So I know that was really kind of full of myself, wasn't it?
It sure was, Jules.
Yeah. But I'm all over the place today. You also get double the memory for buying a Doghouse system with our code, which is TTT at checkout. It's double the memory. So yeah, huge upgrade for you. Your computer is going to hang on for a long time. Go to doghousesystems.com and do it now.
I'm outraged that not everybody's playing on a Doghouse system. There you go.
There you go.
That's right. Doghousesystems.com, TTT at checkout, double the memory. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for so much supporting Doghouse Systems. I twisted my words up too, Jules, but that's okay. Let's do the think tank.
Let's do it.
Nope.
Nope.
This one.
Pouring between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
And now, the think tank.
All right, here we go. Hello, Triple T. I have a question for you this week. I'm a bit socially awkward, and not to get too detailed, my hermit-like behaviors and unwillingness to socialize have become a concern among family members, which isn't necessarily the case. I do like socializing with those of equal mindset. My family is very innocent, for lack of a better word, the kind of people that make the best of everything when they can. I'm the kind of guy who looks at the past, present, and future. When you compliment me, I will not accept it, and generally give myself 2 to 5 insults to cope, to remind myself this is reality and there are no happy endings, more or less. I'm a sarcastic, pessimistic ass with a very blunt sense of humor. In regards to socializing, however, I was wondering if anyone in the Triple T universe knows of any websites that will allow me to find a friend that isn't a dating website and is, of course, free. I don't mind being an introvert. It's been helpful on some occasions. But as with everything, there needs to be a balance, and I would greatly appreciate finding it. Thanks for your help, Torrance. So this letter, this letter's got a lot going on in a very short amount of package. It really does. There's a lot going on here.
I want to know how old Torrance is.
Yeah, and we don't know how old Torrance is, but my guess is probably maybe 20s, 30s. Guessing?
I'm guessing early 20s.
Early 20s, possibly. Well,
that
we'll
age
see.
where you think you know everything.
Well, that's possible, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but okay.
24.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm.
Well, and you know what? Age doesn't matter in this case because we have to just take it at its face value. But here's okay. I'm not necessarily going to hit on the question part of it yet because I think there's a whole lot more of this that we need to hit to before we get there. So this is someone who seems to be really, really, really harsh on themselves. Obviously the whole part about you compliment me, I don't accept it. I insult myself to cope with it. And this world is not, there's no happy endings. I'm sarcastic, pessimistic. My family are a bunch of Pollyannas. It's going to make it very difficult for Torrance to find people to interact with when you've pretty much already said that you don't want anybody near you by this. There's a give and take when it comes to friendships and relationships that there has to be some relation between two people. Do you like the same things? Do you enjoy talking about certain topics? It's going to make it very hard if all you're going to do is pretty much just kind of keep the wall up and be like, you're not worth my time.
I'm a sarcastic, optimistic ass, okay?
Yes, you are.
And, oh my gosh, what's going on? What? I'm talking to our writer. What's going on? What's really happening here? Why is everything so dark and dreary? What's going on? Do you have a job you like? Did you go to school? Do you have any? Well, I guess you don't have many friends. What's wrong with your family being innocent and wanting the best of everything? What's wrong with that? If this world has no happy endings, why not try to do your best to find a happy ending? You only get one shot at life. Why not make the best of it? Why it's easy, right? It's easy to sit and be miserable, but nobody's really happy that way because you're sitting and being miserable, unless that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Which would be weird, but not really. I can't judge. I think before you can worry about finding a friend, you have to be willing to have a friend.
Yeah.
And
yep, you have to be willing to accept that friendship.
Yeah. And I fear that finding a friend that's just like you is going to lead to you guys not liking each other. Because be willing to have a friend first. You have to work on you being able to have a friend and be near somebody who may be opposite of you, who may be an optimistic person, who may try to make the best of everything, because there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, sure, you're entitled to your way of viewing things, and I can't judge you for that.
Yeah.
I can say that I don't want to live that way, because I find that the world is a better place when you try to be happy.
There's a hard part about this type of thing. What I'm looking at is that this person has what I seem to think, or on the surface sounds like, identifying this is exactly who I am, and because this is who I am. My family thinks that I am hermit-like and unwilling to socialize. Well, they're kind of right, but really I don't do that. And I look at this and say he's very confusing in the letter. When you want to be an introvert and you don't want to interact with people, and I have a blunt sense of humor, but I want to find people to socialize with. And you're absolutely right when you talk about the fact that if you're not willing to give at least somewhat towards a friendship, and you could be two exactly sarcastic people, but when it's completely one-sided, when you're just like, well, I need to socialize with people, so therefore I'm going to socialize with you, it doesn't give the other person any opportunity to have a voice, to have a discussion with you, because you've already told them this is who I am. I am telling you who I am. And that is probably going to be a recipe for disaster on a lot of cases where you're trying to interact with others. Now, this person is a WoW player, obviously. They're writing to Triple T. So I'd like to know a little bit more about their interactions with people in game.
Yeah. I would too. I wonder if it's easier to socialize within the game world than it is outside the game world.
And I would say that's probably going to be an excellent start for someone. He's looking for a website to find people.
Battle.net.
Well, I mean, you can go to places like Reddit and start talking, having conversations with people about certain topics. You can go on interests, like, topics of things that you like, go on message boards and do that kind of thing. But I just don't feel like this is the kind of thing where you're just going to go and say, let's be friends, because that kind of thing is going to just piss this person right off. If it was a place where people are like, hey, you want to be my pen pal? It'd be like, no, I don't want to deal with you. It's going to take a very specific kind of person to be comfortable with on both sides, because finding friends is especially hard for people who are already kind of just saying, well, I already know that I am a sarcastic, pessimistic jerk face. This is who I am. But what it does is it actually shuts you down from allowing people to really see you for who you are, instead of, because you've already told them who you are. They don't get the opportunity to figure that out for themselves. And that's the hardest thing, is like when you come at them in that way, when you come at them and say, well, I know this is who I am, and I'm going to tell you who I am. What does that leave in terms of discovery for two people to figure out who they are? That's a very difficult way to approach it. And I think you're already setting yourself up for failure by, writing to us and saying, this is who I am.
It's a weird mindset where this is who I am, you have to accept me. Why won't you be my friend? I mean, and it's not like, I don't want to say
it's defense mechanism.
It is. It's very hard to talk about too, because we're in a world now where you have to accept everybody and everybody's the same and we all love each other, right? When it's really not the case. We're not the same. We're all different. We're all different in our special ways, which makes us all special, because if everybody's special, nobody's special, I guess, right? So it's weird to say, this is who I am, and I don't care about hurting your feelings. I just worry about me, and you have to accept who I am, right? And then a line like, I do like socializing with those of equal mindset. What does that mean? Does that mean you don't see everybody else as being on your level?
Well, if
Or
you're
are they
dealing
stupid
with
because they're happy and you're not?
Yeah, well, if you're looking for someone for an equal mindset, then you're looking for someone who's going to walk up to you and say, I'm a sarcastic, pessimistic ass with a really blunt sense of humor. Deal with it.
Let's
You're
be
going to want,
friends.
that's what's going to happen. This is the person that you're looking for. And so I look at this and say, this is a recipe for failure because like I said earlier, it's a defense mechanism. It's a way for you to tell people who you are so they don't discover it for themselves and then say, you know what, you're not the kind of person that I like to spend time with. And the way to work with that is that there's so much more to someone than just that one side. There always is. There are life experiences, emotions, perspectives, opinions that all factor in to that. And yes, it may make you a sarcastic jerk, but you're not just a sarcastic jerk. Nobody is. There is always more. It's just a willingness to let people see that part of you and a willingness to make yourself a little bit more vulnerable for people to see that. And friendships are where that comes in. People who are truly friends and not just surface level friends are going to see you for who you are, and they're going to also see the things that you don't show everybody else. That's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like this attitude.
Well, it's all about defense.
Yeah.
That's this entire email is about defense. You know, my parents don't get me. I just want to find people that get me. Everybody wants to find people that get them. I'm the same way. I am exactly the same way. And it is very difficult for me to let people into my world after a certain level because I am afraid to do that. And I will absolutely admit that in public to say, I am afraid to let people in after a certain level because there is a lot more to me than just what people see on the surface. And it is a vulnerable place and it's sensitive. And sometimes people have rejected that. And I don't necessarily want to deal with that. And so I put up walls. I put up the way to say, you know what, this is about as far as I feel comfortable putting you through unless you show me that you really are interested in knowing more about me. And there are people who will disappoint me. It happens. I get it. But my outer surface of his outer surface is pretty much the wall. My outer surface is there's layers to get to that wall, but it's the same kind of thing. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. If you want a friend, allow yourself to have a friend.
Yes.
If you're going to be, I mean, your attitude, while is yours, it is your right to have that attitude, is going to turn some people off.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can go about that two ways. You can say to yourself, well, those people are jerks. It's their fault. Or you can say, maybe I need to look inside of myself. Am I turning these people away? Is it me? And then maybe it's something you can change. And, you got to want to change who you are. And by change, I mean, maybe instead of looking at the past, present, and future all at the same time, just look at the present, one day at a time. One day at a time, because that's how we live. Is one day, one moment at a time. Try taking a compliment. If someone says, "Hey, you look good today," say, "Thanks," and then leave it at that, and feel good about that for a few minutes. You don't
and
need.
a lot of people have difficulty taking compliments because they don't believe that someone would actually feel something positive about them.
Yeah. But I mean, I
had problems taking compliments. I've always had problems taking compliments because it's like, oh, no, it's fine. Thank you. No, you're just being nice. People do that because it is a self-esteem issue. It's a cover. It's a defense mechanism. When you let people get close to you, when you let people see that soft underbelly, when you show them what it is about you that makes you so unique and different and your flaws, because people see who you are. If you can put the little surface thing out there and people see, oh, I'm perfect because I can do this and I can do this and I'm funny and all those things, people find me funny and I'm talking like in general, not just me. But on the surface, the funny comes from a vulnerability of insecurity about X, Y, or Z. But nobody's going to know that until you let them in.
Right. And it just goes, you got to be able to let people in if you want a friend.
Right.
That's what true friends are, and there's so few true friends in this world.
Yes.
And once you find them, hold on to them real tight, and make sure you nurture that friendship. Yeah. But I mean, you gotta be able to open up a little bit if you want somebody, if you're looking for a friend, a real friend, not just someone to talk about WoW with, but someone to talk a little bit deeper. And as for a website where you find friends, I don't know. Everything's about sex on the internet, so I have no idea.
Well, honestly, my suggestion to Torrance is to stay where you live, which is WoW. There are so many opportunities to interact with like-minded people. It is already a culture of people who enjoy. You have a similar interest right there, and then you can delve down into the other things and the other things. It's hard. I know it's hard, but you're a WoW player. Why not try to use that to your advantage in the forums, in the game, in meeting people? I feel like you're kind of missing out on the opportunity that you already have to find those like-minded people and want to build a friendship with them, or friendships with multiple people. Mm-hmm. So, the friendship thing is a difficult and complex thing. I absolutely agree with you that true friends, the ones that are going to be there when you are in most desperate need, are very hard to find, and you should hang on to them whenever you can. And they will drift in and out of your life. They will. As your life changes, as their life changes, it will change. But and the friendship set that I have now is very different than 5 years ago, or 5 years prior to that, or 5 years prior to that, because our lives change, our interests change, and that's okay. But the thing about friendship is being willing to allow yourself and allow people to discover who you are, and then allow them past the initial walls that you put up to learn a little bit more about you and to trust, because that's the big part of it, is trust.
Yep.
So, and trusting that whatever things you tell them aren't going to wind up on the internet to say, did you know that Rem cries at the movie Up?
I don't even know what happens at the end of it. I never made it through.
You never made it through?
No.
But, for some people, that would be very embarrassing. Yeah. That you kind of shared this moment and said, I always cry when that movie, and then someone's going, Rem, you always cried that movie.
Shut up.
And so, but it was something that you gave out. So, yeah. We kind of went everywhere here with this question, but I think that there's a lot that can be taken away from a desire to be friends with people, but not wanting to allow people to discover who you are and just telling them who you are.
I'm down with sarcastic people, and I'm down with asses, but the pessimism really gets exhausting. All right. So when I'm making friends and someone is super pessimistic all the time, it's like, oh, man, again, now this nonsense all the time. I have to deal with this. Why am I dealing with it? So the pessimism is really hard to take, in my life anyways, because I try to stay optimistic and, just live right in the here and now and think about the future. Don't worry so much about the past. But, yeah, allow yourself to have a friend, and you can find friends. And Jules is absolutely right. The Warcraft, you could start talking about Warlords of Draenor with somebody, and it could lead to something life-changing. You have no idea. You got to try, though. Got to give it a shot. But thank you for writing in Torrance. I hope we gave you something to think about.
I think we gave, and if we didn't give him a lot to think about, we gave other people things to think about, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. If you guys want to write in like Torrance did, you can send us your letters to questions@taurenThinkTank.com. We are always taking letters 24/7, 8 days a week, and we will get to yours in an upcoming show. Of course we will.
Yes.
Jules.
Rem.
Are you ready for some Tell Us One Thing?
Let's do it.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
Take it away.
Let's start with Steve G0712. If you had one low-level character of each class, which one would you pick to boost to 90 as a beginning raider?
Shaman.
A shaman?
Shaman.
Really?
Shaman.
Like DPS or heals?
I don't know. It's versatile. Right?
Okay.
I would see, and I say shaman because I would level the monk because leveling a monk is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Leveling a shaman is not so much fun.
Well, wouldn't you argue that pretty much every other character to level isn't as much fun?
I would. I pick shaman.
I have to say, just as a side note, I am so happy that they allowed us to mail our heirlooms cross server and cross faction now, because I just fed those right over to I fed those right over to Earthen Ring and started leveling, and I'm like, zoom up in levels.
What did you name your?
It was Julana.
Okay.
Kane is bringing me my stuff for the food.
Yeah, you're all distracted. Get the hell out, Kane. We're doing a show.
He's coming in to bring me my stuff for my food tasting.
My gosh.
Well, we wanted to keep it cold because we've got some liquids here. So
what would you pick?
I think that I would pick a priest, because you can do DPS or you can do 2 types of healing, and I think that would be a cool, and there's always a need for a healer, so I think that's good. I would choose a priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Paul R. Quick! If you decided to brew a WoW beer, what kind would it be, and what would you name it, in or out of game?
Brew a WoW beer. Okay, so it would have to be like a lighter color beer, like a pale ale or something like that, because that's my favorite. And I think I would choose it to be like, let's see. We could call it like Griffin Brew or something like that.
Yeah.
Griffin Ale, Griffin Brew. I don't know why. It just the thought of a griffin on the label.
Yeah.
Flying griffin.
Right.
Kind of cool. And then the Alliance logo on the side there.
Jeez. How are you going to sell to the Horde?
The Horde doesn't drink beer. They drink what do they drink? They don't drink beer though. My beer's like too safe.
You're a terrible business.
Absinthe. They drink absinthe.
Absinthe. Jules, no, they don't. It would be called Grizzly Hills Growler. It would be super dark, kind of like a Guinness.
Grizzly Hills Growler is good.
Yeah, and it would be very, very thick, actually just like a Guinness. Or the good kind of Guinness. I forget the name of it, but there's like Guinness and then the good stuff. So yeah, it'd be thick and you could watch it cascade down. Yep.
Nice. Kane just said Mana Brow. I like that one. Who
cares what Kane has to say?
Oh, you stop picking on him. My gosh. You're so mean.
Oh, I miss Kane.
No, you don't. You're mean. From FSUTJ. Fasucha. Do you think 1 week to hit 100 before the 10th anniversary events start is enough time for most players?
I think it's plenty of time because they said it's going to last a long time, you guys. Calm down.
Well, and we don't really understand what these events are. So before we get outraged, let's figure out what we're up against. Shall we?
Yes. I'm outraged.
Well, it's the thought about this kind of thing and going, well, what if and
that was like when they announced all that stuff, all the 10-year anniversary things, the immediate tweets following, are we going to have enough time to level? When is this going to start? I mean, how much time are you going to give us? How long? Just like right off the bat. You know what? Calm down. Let them answer the questions for you. They will. They always do. Right? Have you ever gone into an event not knowing what was going to happen?
No. Or it just gets announced. Some of these things we just kind of get surprised on. But
yeah, they'll tell you, and they have told you. You'll have plenty of time to do it. It'll last a long time. It's not going away in 3 days.
Now, I will say it is good to express your opinion if maybe they didn't think about the fact that it's only giving you 1 week to level before the 10th anniversary events start. It's okay to talk about it and say, I am a little concerned, but I would hope that more people would say, I'm concerned, but I'm hopeful that Blizzard will make sure that we have enough time to not feel too rushed through the expansion.
Yeah.
That's what I think about it.
They've thought about it. I mean, they've been doing this for 10 years. Of course, they know what kind of comments they're going to get when they make an announcement of some sort.
Yeah. Well,
I hope they know,
feel like
because
that
if they
too.
don't, my gosh. Who's next? Me?
Yes.
From the creepy one, with a one. Your boss gives you the opportunity to go to college to get a degree. What is your major?
Ooh, that's a good question. Gives me the opportunity to go to college and get a degree. I
Does
already
it-
have a degree, but
Does it have to be in the field we're working in? Because it's our boss giving us the opportunity to do
I
it.
know, right? I mean, if it were that, then I would be going for like accounting and
Yeah.
office management.
Mine would end up being in some sort of administration or something.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
would go for I would go and get a broadcasting degree.
Mhm.
And I would also probably get like a social work degree. Go into that realm. That realm.
I would totally be a doctor.
You'd be a doctor.
I'd be
like
such a rock star doctor. It'd
a
be
medical
awesome.
doctor.
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely.
What kind of specialty?
Teaching.
Okay,
Hmm.
just general teaching.
I'd be a teaching doctor. I'd be one of those doctors who knows everything and teaches you stuff.
Okay.
It'd be great. I'd be an awesome doctor.
I went to college with a guy who he was pre-med at the time, and he wound up going to school for podiatry, and he owns he owns his own podiatry clinic and everything. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, I would have never picked you for a foot guy. I just don't understand what made him think about, I want to go in and specialize on people's feet.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah.
What goes through a doctor's mind when he chooses a specialization?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to go to medical school just so I have to make that decision. You know? Like, who wants to be an obstetrician, right? Or
Yeah.
who wants to deal with ears?
Yeah, or who wants to like your eye, ear, nose, and throat doctors to have all that stuff?
Proctology.
Yeah, proctology.
Yeah, I mean, what's like really? What is the debate you have in your head? I mean,
Yeah.
boy, I really like butts, or I think I can cure colorectal cancer. I mean, what is it? What is the thought that makes you decide, or do you just find something really interesting about kidneys? You know,
I think it's different for everybody, but I from the people that I've spoken to, that it was something that, a family member may have had something related to the specialty that they go into, and they want to make sure that they continue to make a difference like it did for their family, or they had a really good doctor, like a teacher who was really good at that, that kind of thing. So, and then Zug shows up in the chat room and just says, butts. This is how it's going to be tonight. Oh, Lordy. Okay. And then there's this, they're asking you if you want to play doctor. Is that what you're looking for?
all the time.
And Spazbot Studios just said, someone's got to edit I really like butts and make it a ringtone. Like
Okay,
you said.
someone grab it. Someone grab
Someone
it.
go grab
Jules,
it.
I feel like we should be selling ringtones to
We
raise
could.
funds for the show.
We
you know?
could.
Yeah, I think that we should really consider that.
Well, we could certainly raise money for charity with ringtones.
Yeah. Well, no, charity being us, like just for
Oh.
us.
No,
No, that's not a thing we can do.
no, probably not.
All right, whatever.
You already said charity, so it
I-
can't just be for us.
I don't think I said charity.
You did.
I did.
You said charity.
Why would I say charity?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway,
I got into podcasting to get rich. I'm not rich yet.
you're such a troll tonight. All right, from Richard Kearney J. Why do you think people who don't play WoW anymore still follow and whine about it? So tired of whining.
They got nothing else to do because they're not playing WoW.
They're bored.
Yeah, they're waiting for something they like so they can come back in and play. But, they see things they don't like, and they're going to whine about it because they wanted something else.
Well, and honestly, I think that when people, quote unquote, whine about these kinds of things and they're not playing the game anymore, it's a justification of the decision that they made not to play anymore. See, this is why I'm not playing anymore, because all of this crap. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, that's actually probably true.
So, it's just a justification of the decision that you made to leave. But if you didn't care anymore, if you really didn't care anymore, then why are you paying attention in the first place?
Yeah.
You still care. You
If-
still care about
If you're completely done with it, you're not gonna pay attention to anything, right? You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. But if you want to come back and you're looking for a reason, you're gonna keep following, and then you have your justification or a reason to start playing again.
It's like when you're in a relationship with someone and you break up and you still pay attention to what they're doing because you aren't quite over that person anymore right away. Because if you're completely over somebody, you don't give two craps what they're doing or who they're dating or where they are. You don't.
Yeah.
You just don't care. But if you're still not over that person, then you're watching on their Facebook to see who they're going out with and taking pictures with. Or, oh my God, who's that skank he's dating? You know, that kind of thing.
I'm outraged.
And then all of a sudden Rem's outraged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all good.
It's all downhill. I'm going to start a Twitter fight with you.
Oh, great.
From TJ Spanks, how much do you love the duck face YOLO selfie challenge?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So if you guys haven't followed this, this happened on Thursday. Rem tweeted a picture of something food-wise that said because YOLO.
I tweeted a lot of YOLO.
Yeah, and so I responded back to Rem on Twitter saying, "Can someone please tell Rem the rule that if you use YOLO in a tweet, you must accompany it with a obligatory duck face selfie?" And somehow that exchange got linked on with Noodles and TJ Spanks, and it turned into selfie duck face challenge, the duck face YOLO selfie challenge. Sorry,
Yeah.
where you must raise awareness of tragic selfies by doing your duck face. So, if you'd like to be a part of it, it is called the duck face selfie challenge hashtag, and you can go in. And I could not do it. I could not make a duck face.
What do you mean?
Face. My face does not do it.
You just purse your lips.
I couldn't do it.
Do it.
I can't.
Purse your lips like you're gonna kiss Kane. There's your duck face.
It's terrible.
Well, that's what happens. That's why we're raising awareness.
I took 2 Post-it notes and made a duck bill out of them, and that's what I tweeted the picture of.
We just so happened to be on the Boston Duck Tours.
When this happened?
Yeah, well, around that time, yeah. So I bought my kids little duck whistles that were duck lips or duck bills.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture with that in my 3D glasses. We were going to see sharks in 3D.
I thought that was awesome, by the way. Those pictures were great.
Yeah. Did I post the one of me and my boy? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And it wound up on the collage. I mean, Spanx went all out, and she made like a collage of the photos of people tweeting this. So, go for it. Do it. It's hilarious. We were having a blast with it. It's just silly.
This actually goes back to Wednesday when Fit and I were yelling YOLO at each other. We're going, YOLO. I don't know why. It's kind of our thing now. We just YOLO everything. And then I started YOLOing my pictures on Thursday. And then we have this.
Kalani just said the best thing ever. Jules, you can't do it because you have a horrible condition preventing you from doing it. It's called self-respect. I love you, Kalani. That's my good friend who I used to raid with. We used to raid with him.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, from Sparrowhawk1, what is the one question you will not answer? This one? Then you'll have 2.
Doctor Who?
Well, you won't answer if someone misspells the word, puts the DR period. You won't answer. Or you'll go AMG.
That became a debate. I saw one of the people on Twitter I follow, a writer for Zap to it. Yeah, there's like, do people actually get offended when the DR is used instead of the actual doctor? I mean, this is his name. Doctor is his name. No one says DD for me. They say my name.
Yes.
Right? They don't abbreviate my name. His name is the doctor.
Yeah. No, that's funny.
The one question I will not answer. I don't know.
Well, I will not answer what my real name is. So that's the one I won't answer.
Yeah,
sorry.
Me either. I've given it away numerous times. I won't answer that question.
You have to get to know me pretty well to figure that out, to get that information.
Wait, your real name's not Jules?
Sorry, it is not Jules. But
you've been lying to me for 112 episodes?
Yes.
We need to have a talk.
Yeah, because you don't know my real name.
It's ridiculous.
But no, it's just, that's not for public consumption. So that's why.
Consumption.
Nope.
All right. Oh boy, I don't know. I'd answer pretty much everything now. I think there is something I would answer. There is a question I will not answer, but I won't even tell you what that question is.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you even put yourself up to it?
Yeah, right. So exactly. All right. So thank you guys so much for your Tell Us One Thing questions. We do love them. Tell us one thing. Questions at torrenthinktank.com. Look for Tell Us One Thing Thursdays on the Twitter with the hashtag, and Jules tweets it and it's like, yo, you got to tell us one thing for Thursday. And then everyone's like, yeah, dude, right here. Boom. YOLO. Let's do some taste tank, right?
Let's do it.
All right. So what do we got this week, Julesy?
Well, this week we have, sorry, my chat room just died. I have to go and reconnect. We have 3 things to try. We've got melon soda, which looks like a Japanese type of thing. Carbonated melon soda. We also have white chocolate seltzer. And then the big one, the kicker. I gotta grab it. Hang on. Sriracha peas.
Yay.
Yeah. This is the big finale right here. So, and there are just to for Jenn's information, we do have some Belgian chocolates. We figured that we pretty much know what Belgian chocolate tastes like, so we're not going to do a taste test on those, but we are going to enjoy them.
We got these other. Did you get these cookies?
Cookies?
Did you get these? This
Show
box?
me.
I am showing you.
Well, that's what they are, aren't they?
I don't know. Did you hold these up? I wasn't listening.
You weren't listening.
Oh, you
These are
did.
Belgian
Okay.
chocolates, these things.
Oh, these things.
Yeah, so we're going to pass on these because they pretty much look like they're going to be awesome.
Oh,
They're
these
Belgian.
are okay. These are for dessert for
Yeah,
us. For
these are
yumminess.
Belgian. So this is our stuff.
No, Lori, I didn't chill anything. I'm going in
Ugh.
this hardcore.
Gross. Okay.
What do you mean?
So let's do the melon soda first. And this one's going to be one of those things I think has the ball in it that you have to pop down.
Oh, come on. I gotta work. All right, so it's okay. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Let me turn the camera up. So I
Oh,
can see
yeah.
what I'm
Got to
doing.
get the cap off. And the cat just went after the lid. Come here, buddy. Let me have it.
They sell these at conventions, or at least
Yes.
at Kineticon.
Gareth said, something fell on the floor.
Okay. Oh, I just ripped the cap off somehow.
Yeah, the cap comes off. And then what you have to do, I think, is you have to put the so the cap has that little insert part in there.
Yeah.
I think that you have to just press that down in here. I think that's how it works.
You didn't have Kane figure this out beforehand?
No, I've never figured out how to do this. All right,
Wait,
remove
wait.
the seal from the top, detach the plunger.
Okay. Oh, wow.
How'd you
Something
do it?
happened.
How'd you do it?
I just pushed down and it broke open.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, Kane may have to do this for me. I don't know if it's gonna work.
I don't know if you heard that.
I heard it clink.
Psh.
Detach the plunger. Place the plunger on the top of the bottle. Oh, okay. Hang on. I have to
Carbonated
take this off of here.
Ramoon drink. Yes, you see this thing?
Yeah, I have to take this thing off of here.
Well, no, you kind of use it, right, and it pops down. You can't
Yeah,
see
it had to pop off itself. Oh, there it goes.
Drop
Okay.
the ball.
Drop the ball. And then you go like this, right?
The directions in English? I didn't even read the directions.
Oh, I can't do this. Come on.
Kane, hurry up. We have a show to do.
Yeah, Kane's going to have to help me with
This
this
is
because I don't
ridiculous.
know how to do this. This is a... Oh, I got it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It came through. All right. Oh, man.
What?
The smell. Can you smell that?
It smells
It is
like
really, really melony.
Well, it's Japanese.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I don't know.
That's kind of gross.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, it's like drinking a cantaloupe.
It's not bad. It's super sweet, and I don't drink soda anymore, so it's like, ugh.
Okay, it's not gross. I was wrong.
It's just really, really melony.
It's like if you sucked on a cantaloupe for an hour. It was green.
It tastes like a cantaloupe candy.
They make that?
No. It kind of tastes like cantaloupe candy. Like, ugh. Yeah, it's very strange.
Like, I would drink this whole thing, though.
Yeah.
It feels healthy.
No, it's not. That's all sugar.
I know, but it feels healthy. It feels light and healthy.
I I don't know about that. Okay.
Kane, I just spilled all over myself. Kane, you're right. It is like non-alcoholic Midori. No, these are cantaloupes, Arcane. They're not melon Jolly Ranch. Just because they're green, they're not freaking melon. It's
No.
cantaloupe flavored.
Cantaloupe flavored. No,
Actually, that's not a real cantaloupe. It's a muskmelon.
Is it really?
Yeah, because cantaloupes don't look like what we know as cantaloupes.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that that's what it is. But everything's green on this bottle, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know. Jen, I don't know if Jen likes this too. She says it's time to get used to it, but yeah.
I might drink the whole thing. I actually kind of.
I know you're kind of liking it now. All right, let's try the next one. Hey.
Okay.
That's gonna make you belch.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. What are we doing next?
We're gonna do the white chocolate seltzer water.
Oh crap!
All right. Oh,
these are huge. This is like a lot to waste.
I know. If you don't like it, it's gonna be a lot to waste.
Hey, Kane, you're right. Cantaloupe is orange. Honeydew is green. You're absolutely right. But the picture is of a cantaloupe.
Ooh, weird. Smell this thing.
All right.
Oh, I don't know what that smells like, but that is not chocolate.
Ah, it smells gross.
It smells like. Oh, I don't even know what it smells like.
Oh, it's blowing up on me. What happened?
Yeah, because you let the air out. Are you ready?
No.
3, 2, 1.
Ugh.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's nasty. It's like it's supposed to. It says white chocolate, but it's like bad.
Tastes like brown chocolate.
Brown chocolate, yes. It's like bad brown chocolate.
Here, take another sip. Oh, it's making me dizzy. Ugh.
Oh, it's gross. Ugh. Oh, that's not good at all. Who drinks this stuff? Ugh.
All this carbonation today.
Oh, it's crazy carbonated. So, yeah.
Take another sip.
Another one. Okay. I would not mix this with anything. Ugh.
It's weird.
Yeah, no. This is not a good thing. Not a good thing. All right. White chocolate is a no.
Yeah, no. Back to my melon drink.
He's going to go back to the melon one. The camera on my side for you is frozen, which is hilarious because you're like sneering at the bottle on my camera.
Really?
It's pretty funny.
See. I got to see. Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
All right. So the next one, final one. Spicy sriracha peas, chili coated garlic green peas. I will tell you right now, I hate peas.
I got a burp.
I hate peas. This is what they look like. They've got the pop top can
Can I burp
thing.
on the show?
Huh?
Can I burp on the show?
Not in your microphone, please.
Ah.
Please do not. All right, you ready to open this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God.
Well, that'll clear your sinuses.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Wow.
Those will clear your sinuses something fierce. They are orange. They are orange. Oh, man.
That's what they look like, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be bad.
If you want to hear us burping, just listen to Liquor Fueled.
Seriously. Not here. All right. How many you're taking?
Take a handful. I got what I got. I got 1, 2. I got like 5.
5?
Yeah.
All right. I'll take 5, and we'll be equal here. You ready?
I like how I can get all the people who are quiet in the chat room to say, "Hey, come burp, Rem. It'd be awesome."
I know.
All right.
All
ready?
right. Here we go.
3,
1.
2.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this is terrible. I don't know if I control this. It's hot. Oh, and there goes the heat. Oh, Jesus.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta eat. Oh my God, it burns.
Oh, my face. My face is on fire. Oh, my
Holy God, where's my melon drink?
Oh my God.
Woo!
Oh, my face is on fire.
Ooh. You gotta eat some more.
Oh, no! I can't eat any more of those. Are you kidding?
Another. Come on.
Oh,
You have to. It's the rule.
how many?
Like another 4 or 5. Like
Oh,
I have 4.
I hate you so much.
Ah. Oh crap!
Oh my god, I'm sweating.
Woo!
I'm sweating so bad.
Oh!
Oh my god, they're so spicy.
Oh no! You got mild or something, Jen. These are horrible.
Oh my god.
Jen's like, oh, they're not hot. Ah.
Oh jeez.
Ooh. Woo!
Oh. Oh, my tongue is on fire.
Drink some more melon.
Oh, I'm drinking water.
No, the melon drink's really good for this.
Oh. Kane is gonna love these. Oh, I'm dying.
God, that's terrible. They're tasty though. They're really tasty.
Oh my god.
I'm just about to
They're
drink.
very flavorful, but my tongue is on fire. Oh, jeez. Oh man. I'm not trying any more of those.
Zug, that's gross.
Oh.
Zug said, wait, they come out the other end.
Yeah, I know. Water doesn't help move the spicy out of my mouth, but oh my gosh, I just needed something.
Full disclosure for the chat room, we're faking it. No, Jules and I don't do well with spicy food. That's all.
Mm-mm.
Jen's all like, they're not that bad. Well,
Yeah,
no.
well, we don't do well with spicy
No.
food. We just don't. So what do people do? They send us spicy food because that's what they do. But that's why we left it to the last one. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, my tongue is on fire.
I just burped.
Nice. Jen, thank you for the amusement of the food that you sent us. There's so many cool things in this box that you sent us, and we totally appreciate you sending us these things and the cookies and everything like that. The cookies are going to be our treat after this.
This melon drink is delicious, Jules.
It's better than the sriracha peas.
Much better.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't seem to get around this glass marble in here, though.
Yeah, it makes it a little tough. You got to do it at like an angle.
Yeah.
Or stick your tongue on it and then move it. Like this.
Blah. Oh, good Lord. Did you finish that thing?
Almost. It's
Oh,
close.
nice job.
I almost choked on all of it.
All right.
Oh.
You get to read first. You can read the update.
All right, but first, I think we have to hit this one because it's part of it. Oh, I moved it again.
Oh, what did you do?
I moved it. I forgot to put it back where it was. Feedback.
Oh, you did that live. Nice job. So read the update, please.
All right, let's see here. Okay, hey again, TTT. I've made my decision to stay with my main raiding guild only because I pugged into heroic protectors and downed them in Nourishing that night. That was my first experience that I had in heroic raiding, and I loved it. The following week, oh my god, this is so hard to do right now.
I know.
The following week, I was asked back, and we cleared the first 3 bosses and made a bit of progression on the Shah, and then 8-manned him on normal. I'm now scheduled to join them for the 4th time. On the age part, I plan to tell the main guild the next time we start raiding. Thanks again for addressing my question, Asrin.
That's great. We talked about Azrin's letter about choosing between 2 guilds, raid teams, and then also, talking about his age. And so I'm really glad that things are working out well and you're enjoying yourself and that you're going to talk about it. It's really cool.
I'm confused. The main raiding guild? I thought that was when he wanted to leave.
Well, he was thinking about it because they were not really doing anything. They were going to be coming back together, and you were like, I wanted to see if they did actually come back.
Okay.
It sounds like they did.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like they did come back together. So it's good stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Azrin. I think that's awesome, and I'm really glad that he's made the choices. And I really, hopefully there'll be a good update about talking about your age, and that they may just poke fun at you a little bit, and everything will be good.
Just poke fun at him back. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
If you need some
Now-
good singers, let me know.
You can always give them a good zinger or two.
Uh-huh.
Why did that sound dirty? I don't know.
Everything does tonight.
I know it does.
Awesome.
All right. So now we get into the feedback. You guys were amazing in your feedback to us about episode 111. I was blown away by the fact people were coming to me in game to thank me, sending me DMs on Twitter, texting us, telling us that they really, really enjoyed the discussion that we had about depression and suicide. We did get quite a few letters and really, really touching information and stories from people. So we are going to actually spread some of them out across a couple shows because I think that these stories are really good to share. And I hope that I can get through this with my tongue on fire. Here we go. Here's the first one. Hi, guys. After hearing the show today, I wanted to share a little of my story. What are you doing?
I'm throwing away that bottle. I finished
Okay.
it.
I grew up in a bad situation. By the time I was in high school, I was super depressed. I felt like my family hated me and that things would be better if I was dead. I would walk along the train tracks wearing black in the dark, and then when the train was coming, I would end up dodging off the train tracks at the last second. And I remember thinking, I am such a coward. I couldn't even do that right. I wasn't brave enough to finish it. How much happier would my family be if I wasn't taking up space, breathing their air? My family didn't have money, so the option of the psychologist wasn't there. To be honest, I don't know how I made it through that time. When I was older and my marriage fell apart after 10 years, I felt myself fall back into this deep, dark place. I started driving recklessly because I knew my ex's life would be better without me. I knew how worthless I was. I knew I would never be able to care for my then 2-year-old son. Then I almost slammed into a concrete embankment on the way to work, and my life flashed, and the picture that I focused on was that of my son. And I thought, I don't want to miss this. I did see a therapist for a short while, and for me, what I do even when I feel myself starting to spiral to a bad spot, I spend time with my son, and that helps me a great deal. I go outside for a walk with my dogs because they need that, and I feel a bit better going out in the sunshine. I warn my husband I'm not having a good day. Sometimes I don't know what I need, but I know being around my family helps. Being around friends helps. Listening to my podcasts help. And I chat with my guild and I feel better. So even when it's hard, I make a point of saying, hello, guildies, how's your day been? Any of the listeners are welcome to contact me if they need a hey, what's up? Because chances are that will brighten my day too. Hugs from Keytab, a.k.a. Doctar and Babber on the Malfurion server.
I find happiness in my kids too.
And I think
When I'm feeling down. Yep.
yeah, I mean, the hardest thing about depression, really deep, dark depression, is that those things that we think, would be the things we would think of are harder to find, and it may take a lot more reminding. But I'm really glad to hear that Keytab has found that place and knows what she can do to take care of things. That's a beautiful story. And I'm really glad to hear that she's come back from the place that she was in. The second letter has a similar tone and a story that may help some folks who may be going through depression themselves. Hey, I'm a new listener. I've been with you for 3 shows now. I only recently discovered podcasts because a guildie of mine listens to a lot of them and got me listening to CTR. I have depression. I'm currently on medication for it, and since going on medication, I've had to explain depression to a very close friend of mine. He was confused because in the last 3 years that we've been friends, he didn't know that I was depressed. He definitely knew I had strong emotions and tended to be easily saddened, but he didn't realize that I was suffering from depression. He said I couldn't be depressed because he'd seen me laugh at things and enjoy playing games or going out drinking with him. That really strikes a chord with me, especially in light of Robin Williams' suicide. The funniest man alive suffered from depression, and this fact seems to have many people confused. He was so funny. How could he be so sad? The best way I was able to describe it to my friend, to make him understand, is that people tend to think of depression as an amputation. Your happy was removed, and it's no longer there. That is simply not the case. Depression is more like cancer. A depressed person can wear a smile the same way a cancer patient wears a wig. Depression can go into sort of a remission where it's not as obvious, but then it can come back to ruin your life all over again. Robin Williams' suicide hit me very hard. I'd never met him, but he was a huge influence on my childhood. When I first heard the news, I refused to believe it. I got angry at the person who told me because that's not funny and you shouldn't joke about it. Then I found out it was true, and I was even more angry at the person who told me. It was like I blamed them for it. After that, it was like there was a hand inside my chest, squeezing my heart. It was hard to breathe. I started crying, and I couldn't stop. And just when I thought I was done crying, something would set me off again, and it would hit me. This crippling sadness that I used to feel used to be my normal. I know I don't speak for all sufferers of depression, but that's what it's like for me. The way you feel when something absolutely horrifically gutting happens, and your grief is so oppressive you can't even breathe. That was my baseline. I've been depressed for as long as I can remember, but every time until now that I tried to reach out for help, there was some excuse for why I wasn't actually depressed. My parents are divorced. When that was happening, that was the excuse. I got bullied in school. I was recovering from a sexual assault. I had just joined the military and was stressed. I was trying to get out of the military and just saying what I had to in order to break my contract. There were many excuses that doctors gave me as to why I wasn't actually suffering from depression and would just get over it. My whole life, I was told that just like everyone else, that I was perfectly normal, that I'd get over it and grow a thicker skin, but that never happened until I finally went on medication. Sorry for rambling, but as someone who has to live with this and has been poo-pooed by enough doctors, I have a lot to say on the subject. Thanks for making such a great podcast. From Rita Mara on Feather Moon, US.
We're in a weird spot right now where someone says I'm sad and you say, just get over it, go for a walk, it'll be fine.
Yep.
And sometimes that'll work because they might not actually have depression, but other times it won't work because they actually do have depression. Mm-hmm. So you kind of never know what to say. And it's just like, and then you have this other thing where you just think they're being lazy.
Yeah.
They don't want to do something. So it's like, you're just making up excuses.
Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, because if you don't suffer from depression, you have no idea what it's like.
Right.
You wouldn't understand. I mean, and how could you? Yeah.
We talked about this too, is that, we spend a lot of time in our lives, especially growing up and as kids, being told, walk it off, get a thicker skin. And it's a very, very fine balance. I actually had a conversation with Kane about this in relation to my stepdaughter because she is very sensitive. She's very emotional. And, you have to make sure that you keep a balance between a child knowing how to express their emotions in a positive way and allowing them to feel that kind of thing and not allowing them to just give up, throw up their hands and say, I can't do this. I can't do it, or I don't know how, or I don't know how, it's this really, really delicate balance, especially when you're young and, your parents, or you're the child being raised by parents who just say to you, well, you're just having a bad day. You'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
for a lot of people that actually kind of works, grow a thicker skin, and it helps them stand up to bullies, because they don't have depression. So it's strange and sad when people who actually do need the help can't get it because they're being told they're wrong. So.
Well, and it's because that's why depression goes misdiagnosed so many times for people, and why it's very very unfortunate that people don't have the opportunity to get treated, to get the medication that that they need in order to, live a normal life. So yeah, I look at this and say that it's a very, that Rita Mara's situation is typical of a lot of people, and it's really sad. I wish I could see more messages where it's like, I'm down, and my parents said to me, let's go see somebody, let's go see your doctor, let's get you checked out and make sure everything's good, instead of, you're just having an emotional day or something like that. And sometimes it's very hard to figure that out. So.
And you got a whole bunch of parents like, there can't be anything wrong with my kid. My kid is normal.
Right.
And they refuse to believe it too. So yeah,
right.
It's tough.
So Yeah, thank you both for writing to us, sharing your stories about depression. I feel like we have really shared some information for people who have suffered from depression and really related to the topic, and they've thanked us for it. And hopefully there's someone who is listening to this show who relates to the things that you guys have shared as well. And we'll have some more coming up. So there we go.
That's right. Thank you guys for writing in with your feedback. Thank you so much. And let's do some more slash moves. Hit it, Jules.
Starting with noodles /moo to everyone taking part in the hashtag YOLO Duckface Challenge to raise awareness for bad selfies. And we encourage others to take part in and nominate others in the challenge.
Mark Conan, I feel like we should make a commercial. From the creepy /moo to all those that have taken the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
I think that's great. From Torhammer6 /moo to my wife and family for always being there and loving me so much.
From Tater _ Soil Alert.
Soul LRT.
Soul LRT. /moo to my buddies Scott and Henry for helping get an impromptu stage performance going in less than 24 hours. These guys got guitars, voices, and adrenaline at just the right time to make this happen with hardly any notice.
That's awesome. Sparrowhawk1 says /moo to Ironclad AIE Earthen Ring for being an incredible person behind the pixels.
From Spaz Wesson /moo to my lady Sirius for accompanying me to the Mythbusters Behind the Myth live stage production.
Karis is knocking things around. And from Arju, hi Jules and Rem, I would like to give a big /moo to Tanya, who recommended Triple T to me. Though through this show, I have made great friends, a great guild, and a raid team.
It's awesome, guys. /moos are for you guys. Anybody who you think is doing awesome or being awesome or something awesome. And you can just send those to us at Tauren Think Tank or questions@taurenThinkTank.com. Also, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead, find us on iTunes. You can subscribe to us. You can leave us a review, give us a 4-star, 5-star, and let us know what you think of the show. You can find us on Stitcher Radio as well. You can go ahead, leave us a review, give us a thumbs up. Those help, and we like those a lot. You can find us on the BlackBerry Podcast Directory and, of course, the Xbox Podcast Directory. My mouth is healing itself by adding a whole bunch of extra saliva.
I know.
And it's very uncomfortable. Jules.
Rem.
What have you got going on this week?
Okay, episode of That TV Show with Pat Crane happens on Tuesday, as always. So join us for that. Also, I Remembered It Better is back on Thursday, so great show for that. Little geek nostalgia there. And then I have a guest appearance coming on a show on Wednesday, and it's a new one that I don't know if many people here have heard of. I hadn't heard of it either, and it's great. It's called Sleeping with the Elephant, and it's with Ryan Murphy and Paul Swickard. It's a Canadian and an American talking about the news between their two countries.
And you are in Wisconsin?
Yeah, so I don't know what I am. So I'll be joining them on Wednesday for their show. So check that out. It's called Sleeping with the Elephant. You can find it on iTunes.
What's below Wisconsin?
What's below Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Illinois.
Illinois?
Yeah.
I can't remember. So It'd be cool if one of those dudes was in Illinois and the other one was in Canada, and you would be like the middle of the sandwich.
I know. I don't know. I mean, there's one in Canada, and I don't know where Ryan lives, but I know that Paul lives on the West Coast, I think.
The elephant sandwich.
And the elephant sandwich. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing this week. What about you? What's happening with you?
Got a lot going on this week, you guys. Thank you for listening to Liquor Fueled last week. We do appreciate it. You can find Rayanne just dropped a new episode last night, Realm of Books. She reviews the book Divergent. Check that out. It is awesome as usual. I've got a couple of things coming for you this week. We've got Flex Mode that we recorded last night. What if some of our favorite NPCs in an alternate reality had different jobs? Yep, that's with me, John, and Ben from Azeroth Roundtable, and of course, Ro, who is now known as Brian Black from Realm Maintenance.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I will be releasing this week. I said I was going to do it last week, but I'm going to do it this week because last week got busy. We called it Shh at the movies. It's our track commentary to the movie Short Circuit 2 that has John, Ben, and myself talking over the movie that you can watch the movie and listen to us at the same time just by using Netflix. So look for that this week on the Storm Ridecast, stormridecast.libsyn.com. And that's about it. That's
cool.
For me.
Sounds like a lot, though.
It is. It's hard to judge when to drop things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Jules,
Rem,
are you ready to bring this baby home?
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
You can find us outside of the show on our website, taurenThinkTank.com, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us. There's also a donate button on the site. So if you like what we do and would like to support our show by sending us a donation, that's a great way to do it.
You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Tauren Think Tank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at Tauren Think Tank, and you can find Rem on Twitter at Remgar, REMGHAR, and me, Jules, at Jules RPG. And you can also chat with us and other members of the Moo Crew on our forums. You can give those boards love at forums.signalsmedia.com.
Special thanks to Arcane for being Arcane in the Caney. With the Kane for his voiceover work, and chat room wrangling, and special thanks to Jenn Morton for sending us 3 weeks worth of food to taste for your amusement and entertainment. I hope you all enjoyed it. My mouth is still burning.